No, I'm going to go with Rodgers doing his thing, doing his magic. And I got more problems with the San Francisco defense than the offense. As far as Jimmy G taking a snap with 12 seconds left on the play clock, they're outside the 10-yard line. They're not like automatic touchdown territory. They need a touchdown, not a field goal. We saw them down there all night struggling with play calls at the 10 or inside the 10 to find something to work. They have no running backs that they really trust or no running game they trust. So I can't even fault Juszczyk for fighting his way into the end zone because they're just not there was nothing reliable to say, oh, they get to the 1 or 2, it's going to be an automatic touchdown. You'd think 37 seconds, no timeouts. That should be okay. But San Francisco's defensive backs are so beat up right now. You saw how Adams getting open twice. That was all it took, and Aaron found
Emily
it.
KAPLAN.
Yeah, look, I think this was vintage Rodgers. In that 37-second drive where he had 0 timeouts, he nearly got as many yards as the Bears had their entire game. He has won 9 straight primetime games. This is why, despite all the offseason drama, the Packers just can't quit him. And from the 49ers' perspective, it's why, despite his competence, they're trying to quit Jimmy Garoppolo. And look, I think he was fine in this game, but until that final drive, did you really have faith that he was going to get it done? He really seemed to crumble under pressure. So when I look at this game, I look at the Packers, and this is Aaron Rodgers. He does his magic. And when I look at the 49ers, it's their banged-up secondary. That's why they lost. It wasn't really Jimmy G, and it wasn't the clock mismanagement.
The Bears caught a little shrapnel right there. Israel Gutierrez, how did this play out last night?
Right? The Bears, we'll get to them in a second, Emily. But look, I look at this game, and it just makes me think of the fine details, the little things that are required to win, because, no, you can't really blame, like, Juszczyk for not going into the end zone there. You can probably blame Jimmy Garoppolo for not, whittling that clock down to 2 or 1 seconds, but you don't know what the outcome of that play was going to be if he did that. And you look at the other side, and everything that has to go well for Aaron Rodgers to do that. First of all, 2 great YOLO-ish throws, but it was right in the middle of a weak zone defense. And then you even had an incompletion in there and still had enough time to be able to get that kickoff. And, there's been 3 of them that I remember just from last week where it was Lamar, it was Jacoby Brissett, and it was Aaron Rodgers here. We're just setting up, getting your team down the field, doing everything right just to get in that field goal in time is just such an accomplishment that these quarterbacks, I mean, they love it and they love doing it. And obviously the kicker finished that one off.
Can you actually have a YOLO-ish throw? You only live once-ish? I mean, that kind of doesn't really jive. Clinton Yates, I'll bring you in here.
I think it was definitely Aaron Rodgers' magic, but it was sort of small-time magic compared to a lot of the other things we've seen because the Niners could not convert on anything, which is a large reason why I think there's a lot to be blamed for them on this. Tim mentioned their red zone woes in terms of their inability to score. In the second half, Garoppolo's got balls flying over his head on snaps. They just did not appear to be focused enough to make all the decisions they needed to in order to beat this Packers team. What the Packers do well is they capitalize on your mistakes because every time Aaron Rodgers gets the ball, he's going to give you a shot. They did not convert enough for me to think that even though they got up late, they really thought they were going to win that game, and Rodgers proved why he is who he is.
I'm surprised. 12 seconds on that play clock. You can run that down. You're not going to run out of time if you're the San Francisco 49ers. You might not get in the end zone. That's just the way. But you're not going to run out of time, Kalisha.
They're on the 12-yard. They may need 3 or 4 plays at that point. They're not really even thinking on those terms yet.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.